The new story of Miles Morales Spider-Man Explained Ultimate Universe Gamelix. Welcome to Ultimate Universe, the game right here on the Funny Story and channel where we take some of your favorite superheroes or video games or movies and just essentially break them down so that you comprehend who these personalities are and what they've done in their mixed properties such as the comic book line. Now the personality of Miles Morales is the star of the Into Spider-Verse movie. Well, one of the leads in this movie. And because of that a lot of people are going to be wondering who is Miles Morales. As big of a deal as he is in the comic books on Brian Michael Bendis made him, I got a feeling he's going to be an even bigger deal now that he's in a movie, which primarily features him. Anyway, let's tell you a little bit about him. And if you enjoy this type of video right here at A Funny Story, let us know by giving this video a like and giving us a subscription after you've watched the video. The personality of Miles Morales was originally conceived to take over the role of Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe after the death of Peter Parker, and he made his first appearance in Ultimate Comics Fallout No. 4. Born and raised in Brooklyn, Miles was 13 years old when he received spider powers. You see, his uncle Aaron Davis had broken into the AWS core lab and stolen some property. Unknown to him, a genetically engineered spider had slipped into his bag during the robbery. When Miles went to go visit his uncle, he was crunched by the spider. Now, like Peter Parker, Miles gained superpower, agility, spider sense, and the capability to stick to surfaces because it was a different spider. He also gained a camouflage ability and bioelectric powers, which enable him to enhance his strength even further, as well as create a type of webbing. Unlike other people who are bitten by spiders, such as Spider-Man or Spider-Gwen, Miles had no interest in using his powers for either financial gain or fighting crime, and instead choosing to live his life normally, since his world already had a Spider-Man. After Peter Parker's death at the hands of Norman Osborn, Miles felt guilty that he didn't attempt to help out even with his superpowers. This guilt pushed him into becoming a superhero, and he became Spider-Man to uphold the original's legacy. Of course, not everyone has a superhero costume lying around, so Miles' first leap into the superhero world was wearing the original Spider-Man as a Halloween costume. Miles' first supervillain was the awesomely named Kangaroo, so named because he's from Australia and hops or has a front pouch. I don't know, let's move on. And he was later confronted by the Ultimate Spider-Woman, who advised him that wearing a dead hero's costume, it's just plain tacky. Her belief changes after Miles helps beat Electro, and she gives the young kid her blessing. But he does need a different suit. Clad in his own spider suit, Miles begins his crime-fighting career, which doesn't start off so well since he has no real skills in crime fighting. Not everyone is born as a combat expert, you know. Luckily, Miles' best mate Ganke has footage of the original Spider-Man fighting Dr. Octopus. Suggests that Miles studied and tried to learn how to fight. Crime fighting is tough for young Miles, as the web shooters had a fear of heights, which makes crawling and jumping off of the building is a little nerve-wracking. Luckily, you get some on-the-job training in the form of the supervillain Omega Reed, and finds the sum of his new capacities such as spider sense and bioelectric shock powers can do pretty well. Eventually, to the joys of the multiverse, Miles actually meets Peter Parker when he travels to the Ultimate Universe. Realizing what he can do from this version of Spider-Man, Miles has given Peter Parker's blessing before he returns to his own universe. This Peter Parker is from 616 as a gift. He's also given his first web shooters when Stacy and Mary Jane approached him and also give him their blessings. It's just so sorry. The Ultimate Universe is a lot like the MCU, with S.H.I.E.L.D. the Nick Fury being much more involved in heroes' lives. After his initial rough start in the crime-fighting corporation, Miles Morales is approached by Captain America, who wanted him to stand down and stop superheroing instead of Miles drives the Ultimates, the Avengers of the Ultimate Universe. Kind of makes sense, right? Ultimate Universe to the Ultimate, so that he can then be trained by Cap and the other partners. While on the Ultimate, Miles fought in the Civil War that took place in the Ultimate Universe's United States. Now most idols and heroes have a catalyst that propels him into becoming a superhero, some sort of event. But the original Spider-Man, that was the death of Uncle Ben. For Miles, it seemed to be the death of Peter Parker. A second catalyst almost stopped him from being a hero forever. After the Civil War in America, the Venom symbiote returned to New York looking for the new Spider-Man, believing that it was Miles' father had attacked him and put him in the hospital. Eventually, Miles confronted the symbiont outside of the hospital, and nearly died in the fight. He was saved when his mother arrived to distract the beast with a simple firearm. Using his bioelectric pulse powers, aka has been a punch. He managed to defeat Venom, but not before his mother was mortally wounded. Dying in his arms, she reveals that she knew that Miles of Spider-Man all along and was very proud of him. She tells him not to tell his father with her final words. These events would cause Miles to destroy his endless swearing to never be Spider-Man again. But it's comics said after again our Miles is convinced to once again become Spider-Man didn't see that coming. Then there are some more multiverses stuck when Galactus from 616 comes to the Ultimate Universe to try and destroy it. Miles joins the Ultimate again, and he goes to Earth 616 to help Tony Stark figure out how to stop Galactus. They do, and the Ultimates get disbanded. But then Miles helps the young Ultimates, and then more multiverse stuff happens involving the Spider-Verse event. Miles joins the Spider Army to be anything inheritors. For now done. Moving on. Tracking the Spider-Verse event, Miles finds Peter Parker alive and well in the Ultimate Universe. Besides, he's not, it's actually a clone of Peter. And after working alongside Clone Peter to conquer the Return and Norman Osborn, Clone Pierre gives Miles his blessing and I suppose goes about his life as Clone Peter. Next, it turns out that Miles' girlfriend's parents are Hydro agents, and kidnap him to test and experiment on him with Dr. Doom. And well, if that doesn't work, and it turns out that Miles' bioelectric abilities are super strong when he's threatened. Then the universe ends. Bummer, kind of blows up, crashing into another universe. But Miles really survived the end of the multiverse by stowing away on a rat made by the Cabal Awakening on Battle World. Working alongside 616 Peter Parker, Miles realized that the source of God Doom's powers was Molecule Man. When the man was hungry, Miles offered him a cheeseburger that had been in his pocket since the multiverse ended. Like 3 weeks after the defeat of Doom and the collapse of the combat world, Miles awoke on Earth 616 because he offered a Molecule Man the burger. His life had been saved. Miles' life remained the same on Earth 616. His father was there, and his mom had never died, and all of his friends had also been brought. They're learning to live in this new world. Michael started to be trained by Peter Parker, joining the Avengers for a brief time. Miles then took part in the second superheroes' Civil War, siding with Tony Stark at its conclusion. Miles became disillusioned to the heroes of the world under constant fighting. Along with a few other teenage superheroes, Miles founded the Champions, a team of young warriors, heroes who haven't spent 2 years fighting supervillains and truly believe that they can make the world a more useful place, and Captain America became a Nazi. While Hydra, same. During the Secret Empire event, Miles and the other champions operated as an underground resistance under the supervision of Black Widow. After her death, the champions were instrumental in defeating Hydra. Miles continues to work alongside the champions to this day. He'll be returning to his own solo book starting in December, and will star in the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie in theaters in December, which is why we're doing this video. Matter of fact, I believe this video came out the day that movie went out. So either way, you understand what's going on. I really expect you guys enjoyed our Miles Morales Know Your Ultimate Universe. We do those kinds of things, right? You're a funny story, and on a regular basis informing you about your favorite characters, your favorite video games, your favorite movies. We give you all the information so that you comprehend what happened in your favorite comic books and who these personalities are.